For all the asparagus fans out there looking for new and delicious ways to serve this versatile and nutritious spring vegetable, look no further. I'm about to show you how to make the surprisingly simple, creamy asparagus soup. Just a quick shout out to Melissa's Produce for providing us with the freshest ingredients available anywhere. Check out melissasproduce.com. For this recipe, we're going to start by chopping a large onion, and then in a large pot, we're going to melt 3 tablespoons of butter. Once the butter's melted, add the onions to the pot and let that start to cook while we prepare our star ingredient. And just look at these beauties, nice and green with no wilting. You can tell they're fresh if they're firm when you squeeze them. Or give them a tap. Tap that asparagus. Everyone has a preference, but I like to cut off the woody ends. That way there are less fibrous parts in the finished product. Some recipes call for a strained soup, but for this version, we're leaving it unstrained for a heartier feel. Using 2 bunches, or about 2 pounds, carefully chop the asparagus into 1-inch pieces. Fun fact, not only is asparagus good for hangovers, but it can actually protect your liver from toxins. Once those onions have transluced, we're going to add 2 cloves of garlic. We'll let that cook for 1 more minute, and then we'll add our asparagus. For our seasoning, we're using a mix of salt, pepper, and cayenne. You can find the complete list of ingredients and their amounts in the description. At this point, we're going to let it cook for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. Then it's time to add 3 cups of chicken broth, 1 cup of water, and 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Once that comes to a boil, we're going to cover and cook for about 10 minutes or until tender. You'll know it's right when you can just start to crush it between your fingers. If you don't have a stick blender, I recommend buying one. Although a conventional blender will work the same, I find that this is just less mess. At this point, the soup already smells amazing. The richness of the asparagus is perfectly balanced by the onion and garlic. And before you say it looks like something straight out of that famous 70s horror film, just wait until we add the cream. That will make it prettier. Let's first add 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, and then comes the cream. This soup is vegetarian, but for a vegan version, you can probably substitute coconut milk. Trust me, if this soup looked as good as it smelled and tasted, it would be a spectacular shade of emerald green. But sometimes, appearances can be deceiving. That's why we're going to serve it in our finest stoneware. And then dress it up with a sprinkle of Parmesan, some freshly cracked pepper, and finally some lemon zest. 1 spoonful and you'll be convinced that there is such a thing as eating healthy and delicious. Oh, and by the way, I made it through this entire video without mentioning once how asparagus makes your pee smell. Goodbye.